Hello and welcome. Let's play Octopath Traveler 2. So, let's go up here to listening to some sweet music and see what's going on with this dude. You doing alright, bud? Sure.
Where am I? Was I unconscious? You saved me there. My name is Oswald. I'm a scholar. You must be a traveler. I'm looking for someone. I'm sure you have your own reasons for traveling. So what do you say we help each other out for a bit? It's the only logical choice, and my magic is sure to be of use.
Sure.
You've chosen well.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure. I want to know his origin story.
All things in this world have a source. Nothing begets nothing. Follow the chain of cause and effect, and it will lead you to the answer you seek.
I don't know, I think it'll lead you to an answer, maybe not the one you seek.
For the record, you, Oswald, plead not guilty, is it? The facts are thus. Upon extinguishing the fire, the bodies of your wife and daughter were found in the rubble. They were nearly charred beyond recognition. A gruesome sight. I'm sure you agree. Thus, the court accepts, without objection, immolation as the cause of death. However, there is one last inexplicable detail. Nothing one could reasonably consider the cause of the conflagration was found at the scene. Ergo, the fire ought not to have happened at all. Absent the use of magic, that is. You were a scholar of magic, weren't you, Oswald? Is that a mere coincidence? I think not. Having conducted a thorough investigation of the scene, the court holds the following to be true. You, Oswald, were the only one capable of starting such a fire that night.
In the sacred name of Alephan the Scholar King, the court hands down the following verdict. Oswald V. Van Stein, we find you guilty of the murder of your wife and daughter, for which you are sentenced to life imprisonment on Frigid Isle. Do you have any last words?
Harvey. The man who took everything from me shall die by my hand. I swear it.
"5 years later." Well, this looks like a quaint little vacation spot.
Frigid Isle. A solitary island in the far northern reaches of the sea. Some call it the edge of the world. Blanketed in snow all through the year. The nearest continent is due east. 4 days' journey by sea. Even on the largest vessel. Even then, the fierce blizzards at sea can make a wreck of the mightiest ships. Trips to and from this accursed place are heavily regulated. This place holds all mainlanders found guilty of the most heinous crimes. It held over 300 of us at its peak. In its 80-year history, none have escaped. Or rather, I should say, the deplorable treatment of the prisoners ensures that lives end before sentences do. I have survived for 1,879 days. But neither the unforgiving climate shall extinguish the fire in my breast.
Another frigid day in hell, eh, Professor? You know what this is? It's your little notebook. It never leaves your hands, does it? Oh, don't look at me like that. I'm only borrowing it. You were quite the scholar, weren't you? Yes, this notebook could be worth quite a lot. I'm sure it'd fetch me a tidy pile of cigarettes. You're welcome to take it back, of course, but you'll have to fight me for it.
That guy seems like a real asshole. At night, Oswald can mug townspeople for their belongings. Okay. How does this work? If you want it back, Savannah, come and get it. Should I whoop his ass? Oh god, game speed is at like fucking...
Take it back. I've got no use for your filthy scribblings anyhow. Help! Guards! He's gonna kill me! Help! Somebody!
Oh, and who are these fellas?
What's all this about?
It's him. He attacked me.
Well, if it isn't Oswald, our magical murderous scholar. How do you like the new toy I gave you, Professor? It's a fine little muzzle, isn't it? Keeps you from speaking those spells you love so much. You're the only one who has the honor of wearing it, I'll have you know. You should be kissing my feet.
Oh, he's muzzled. That's why he can't talk.
What's that look? know defiance when I see it, and I'll have none of it. I'd love to hear what you sound like. I really would. When you're begging for your life, that is.
Well, deranged warden. And somebody in the cell next door.
13 seconds. 13 seconds from the time a prisoner calls for help to the guard's response. At least some valuable information's come of all this. 1 warden and 34 guards for 292 prisoners. Over time, I've learned much about the way the prison and the people within it work. And all of that knowledge shall inform my eventual escape. An escape for which the plan is written in this notebook, using a cipher, naturally. I've revised said plan numerous times these last 5 years, and polished it to a fine sheen. Only 3 pieces of the puzzle remain. The first, an escape route.
I mean, that's a pretty big... whatever.
For this, I have chosen a passage that leads beneath the prison. This passage is overlooked even by the guards themselves, and it leads directly out of this place.
Seems like a glaring oversight.
I must conduct a more thorough review of it, and soon. The second, suitable clothing.
Not fair.
Once I escape, I'll be exposed to the elements. The cold will claim me in minutes if I'm clad in nothing but these rags. The third and final, an accomplice. To escape on my own would be to rely on my own assumptions. I require the help of another with intimate knowledge of the prison's inner workings. With these 3 pieces in place, my plan shall move that much closer to completion. At which point, only its execution shall remain.
The next morning.
Wake up, human filth! To work with you!
I understand this island was once dotted with mines. Entire mountains were reduced to rubble for ore, and the prison was built atop the wreckage. To this day, there remains phosphor buried in the frigid earth. It's immensely flammable and sells for a fair bit of coin. So the prisoners are forced to mine it, and the guards line their pockets with the proceeds.
Mine, scum! Keep those hands moving! I said, keep moving! Unless you'd rather freeze to death! What's wrong with you?
I can't move anymore.
cold. Don't you go soft on me, criminal filth. Need I remind you that you were sent here to atone for your misdeeds?
Yep,
So
total stable.
beg whatever gods you serve for forgiveness. And dig, you useless little mole. Your life is worthless compared to the precious phosphor you cleave from the earth. And believe you me, we'd burn you instead if you were anywhere near as easy to set alight. Do you understand? Answer me!
Warden, sir, is already dead.
An unfortunately common sight. We are adaptable creatures. Any environment, no matter how horrific, can be made ordinary. Forced labor is followed by a vanishingly small window of free time. It is in this free time that I review the remaining pieces of my plan. They are three. The first, an escape route. The prison is as old as it is massive. There are bound to be gaps and awkward seams. Perhaps I can glean a hint or two from someone with intimate knowledge of the island's history. The second, suitable clothing.
What is this, a fucking Dragon Ball Z episode?
One they call the Provisioner sells the clothing I'll need to survive. But first, I need to find them. I'll start by asking any prisoners who might know this Provisioner. The third and final piece, an accomplice. My accomplice cannot be an ordinary prisoner. I must find someone capable of enacting my escape plan.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Prison
And
Escape.
all that will remain is the plan's execution.
Alright, Captain Redundant. What are you doing now? Just beat the shit out of people? I'd rather be out here in the cold than locked up in that cell. They say home's where you make it. But who the hell could make this place a home? What fucking choice do you have? Do filthy murders like you even have hearts? Oh, shut up.
There are not so many guards watching the cafeteria during this shift. Now is my chance to find an accomplice.
Scrutinize. Prison. A footlicker who reports misconduct to the prison guards the second he witnessed it, which has made him the most unwelcome among other prisoners.
No, this one won't do.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I like watching people enjoy their food. That's alright. Prisoner who is once an aristocrat. He seems cultured and intellectual, but is prone to leaps in subject as well as sudden bouts of shouting out unruliness. Nope.
No. I cannot tie my fortunes to this prisoner.
What about the cook? Emerald. A well-known figure around the prison, his exceedingly wary demeanor belies a sense of determination unlike any other.
You there. A word. What are you playing at? Skulking around and sizing up all the prisoners. Ah, right. You can't speak on account of the muzzle. I've been watching you, you know, for the last 5 years.
That's not creepy at all.
And all that time you've been feigning indifference while you surveilled the place, right? The other prisoners, the guards, everyone and everything. Watching for minute differences. As far as I'm concerned, only 2 types of prisoners watch silently for 5 years. Hungry beasts and people plotting an escape. That's it. If it's the former, I know someone who can help. But if it's the latter... So, which one are you, Professor? Shake your head if you're the former, or nod if you're the latter. So, my eyes didn't deceive me after all. You're quite clever, I'll say that. Now, for my formal request. I went in on your plan. I can be of use to you. You'll see. I got lots of valuable information I'll only share with a close confidant.
Sounds dirty.
I've collected it over my long years in this place. That's why they call me Emerald the
Whoops.
I know my information's good. You could do far worse, Professor Jailbreak.
Not to be confused with the stage name, Professor Jailbait.
Only someone of considerable wit could have figured out my plot from mere observance. Further, he is correct that I have need of his wares.
Please don't do the whole rehashing everything that we just went over like a minute ago.
I can certainly use him to my advantage.
I knew you'd see it my way. So, what would you have me do?
This horrid island is 4 days' journey from the nearest shore.
Yep, you told us that like 2 minutes ago.
Even if our escape proves successful, we'll need a ship capable of making the journey to the mainland. I have set my sights on the vessel carrying the inspectors, who visit the prison on an erratic schedule. Thus, I need to know when it is due to arrive next. The ledger containing that information is fiercely guarded. I stand no chance of laying eyes on it. But all I need to know is the date. For that will be the date we make our escape.
Understood. That won't come easily. Not impossible, though. I'll contact you once I have it. One more thing. Get me the key to this muzzle. Can't make any promises there, seeing as it was made just for you. Let's just pray luck is on our side, eh, confidant?
The plan is in motion. I just need to let the informant do his work.
Oswald,
Oswald. Have you found the answer?
To work, maggots! Move!
After forced labor. Now I simply need to determine an escape route and procure suitable cold weather wear. Someone who knows the history of this place should be able to point me in the right direction. I should seek out the prisoner they call the Provisioner if I want to cold weather wear. The only question is where to procure first. Alright, sounds like a great time to make the cut. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.